All right, we are back. It's take two. We are bringing John Lee on. If you are just with us and coming back, I appreciate that. We are bringing John Lee on. We did an introduction on the last live, so if you missed that, go ahead and check out the profile below. We've talked about what the program is, that kind of thing. So we're going to bring John on here. We couldn't get him to get some sound on, but let's see if maybe redoing it. It says it's adding. We'll see if we can get him on. I'm not a tech whiz, so if anybody has any insights onto why we can't get the sound, I would love it. Love to hear it. Let me see if I can add you, John, if you're ready. So we're adding John Lee. He's lost 6 weeks, 8 weeks. All right, there he is. I see the video. Can't hear you. What in the world? No sound. I can see you, but and you can hear me? Oh, he can hear me. I don't know. I see maybe your wife, maybe switch phones. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. Who knows? Anybody that may be watching that knows how we can get John's sound. I don't even know why that would happen. So anyway. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll have to find another way, another time. If we can't get him on here, hopefully we can redo it and get John on here to get some sound going. Maybe we can see. Anyway, so if you're just joining us, we're trying to bring John Lee on here. He's lost 32 pounds or released 32 pounds in about 9 weeks on our program. He's reset his metabolism, got things working phenomenally well, and had some great progress. He's awesome guy, super busy, very successful in what he does with his family and his work and all of that. And he's had some great success in doing that. So let's see, he just requested join. He says, let's try this one more time. Can you do from Zoom onto Facebook? Maybe we could do that, or just do a recording. We can upload it to Facebook too. That might work. Oh, here we go. Maybe let's approve your wife. See if she. Let's see. All right, we're switching phones here. We'll see if this brings him on. We'll get some sound going. If not, maybe we can just upload a video, John, and we can do it in a Zoom call. Sound.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're using a different phone. We're using my wife's phone.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad we were able to get. I don't know. Maybe the phone. Maybe it's something tricky. I'm not a tech guy. I don't know.
All right.
So awesome. Super glad we were able to get it going. Super glad you're here with us tonight, John. I'm thrilled with your progress so far. I know we haven't chatted and I know it's been busy. We've been trying to touch base in a little bit, but it was 32 pounds total so far. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep, 32 pounds.
Very cool. You look great. Your skin's glowing. you look fantastic. So.
Yeah, it's a only bad thing about it is you have to go shopping like all the time, or you have to wear sweatpants or something with a drawstring.
Right, like every couple of weeks, it's like you need new pants. So yeah.
That's right.
I get that. So cool. Well, okay. So we get kind of an introduction. A lot of people maybe join us already know who I am. I talk a lot, but tell us maybe, John, for you, just a little bit about you, kind of maybe before the program, leading up to it, like your story, just a little bit, whatever you want to share about that.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm going on 51 years of age. Just after I turned 50, we were celebrating my daughter's birthday party, and I had a challenge with a health condition. I had a heart attack and had to get the resuscitated, and had to have the ambulance take me in, and it wasn't a fun experience. I've had some challenges with my heart in the past, but I recognized and realized at that time, after I got out and started recovery, that I'm going to take a little bit more control of my health. And so I started to work on different things that I could do. I started studying a little bit more in depth in nutrition, some nutritional products, and learning more about sleep and et cetera. And on my own, I was able to, cut a little bit of fat. At that time, I lost about 8 pounds. And I was working out really, really hard at the gym and just trying to do everything possible I can think of in order to just lose weight according to the way that I knew how. And I've been an extreme athlete in the past. I used to be a marathon, ultra marathon runner, and so always and no, I know how to basically pound the cement, if you will. And so I learned a little bit different method. And as I was researching, I happened to come across Jared, and I learned I was getting kind of discouraged because I couldn't lose any more. And this was some over 40 pounds ago. And losing 8 pounds was okay, but I was frustrated that it just wasn't coming off fast enough. And I really wanted to set a goal to lose weight and get healthy. And I saw this program. And to be honest with you, I didn't believe in it. Didn't believe Jared. I thought it was all a bunch of baloney. But I said, you know what? I've tried a lot of things. And, I'll invest a little bit of money and try something else and see if it works. And I really, some people said that, it works. I saw some of the testimonies like I'm sharing with you today. And so I thought, well, maybe it worked for them, but nothing's ever worked for me. And I've always, I watch all the programs and see a lot of people lose weight really quickly. And I just didn't feel that that was me. I felt it was going to be hard, old school for me. And it was going to take a lot of effort and energy to get back to where I needed to be. And I proved myself wrong really quickly. I mean, I started the program I started the program at the beginning of the year. I said, you know what, let me get through the holidays and so forth, because I was doing a lot of extreme traveling and so forth. And I wanted to kind of get down to a point where I could at least start off with my diet program, we're really not a diet program, but my nutrition program, if you will, and just started off on the right track by being able to eat at home and so forth. So I knew I was going to be grounded for a little bit in January and wasn't going to be doing massive traveling, which I do normally in my business. And so there's my daughter. She wanted to be in the video. And anyways, and so I decided it's about time for me to get this thing started. So second week of January, I started, and from that time, I was pleasantly surprised that pretty much for the first 6 weeks, I lost between a half a pound to 3/4 of a pound a day. And I didn't think it was possible. And I also thought he was going to starve me to death. I was, at first it was probably hard for a couple of days. But the hardest part of the whole program, if I look back at it, was the loading process for me, because I was already starting a nutritional program, trying to cut calories, and not near as much as, this program had provided for me. But I already focused on a program and was losing a little bit of weight. But you know what? Well, I thought for sure, only eating a couple meals a day and everything that was involved in this program, I thought I'm going to be so freaking hungry, and I wasn't. I mean, I was surprised. I drank a lot of water. I still drink a lot of water. At first, I felt waterlogged, and so you get used to it. You're used to drinking about 5 or 6 of these things a day. And, if you do that and you do the things that Jared suggests, according to the plan, and follow the science behind it, then you're gonna lose the weight. And I'm happy that where I've lost the weight. Like I said, the hardest part about it is I have to reinvest in clothing, but that's a good happy, so my wife is happy with that as well. And I'm still cutting a little bit of weight. I have gone from losing about 3/4 a pound to a pound a day sometimes. I'm now cutting about a pound a week is where we're at right now. And I'm back to doing a little bit of exercise now, and really focusing on the exercise portion of the maintenance, and cutting just a little bit more fat. And I'm probably within just a couple of pounds of my optimal weight. And so, I've lost enough weight that I can literally say that, I'm 50 years old, but I've basically got the body of a 30-year-old. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy, but I'm not 100% happy because I want a body of a 20-year-old. So we're still working on it.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So just so cool to hear the progress. And I remember our first conversations of like, I don't know if it, you know, like, you really think this is going to work type of thing. And some a little bit of, you know, not believing. And the beautiful thing is like you said, it's we back it based on science. It's based on research. It's based on optimal functioning for our body. And that's the coolest part about it. And when we follow those principles, we lose the weight. So yeah, and obviously, I mean, you've seen some great progress, you know, in the first initial 6 weeks, which is our losing phase, and even on the maintenance phase, which is really more about maintaining. You've even dropped a few pounds and really keep, you know, continuing to get healthy, which is awesome. So tell us a little bit about, like, as you went through the progress. I know you're very busy. You got obviously kids and a family, and you're a busy guy for work. Tell us a little bit about, you know, traveling, and I know you've made really delicious meals as well. So tell us about, like, some of the things that they look delicious. I've never tried them. We live very far away from each other, but they look delicious. So tell us a little bit about what's some tips or things that you've kind of found to help you be successful in the program as you've kind of been busy in that thing.
Yeah. So, it's the starting point. Like I said, I wanted to start off with a week of home cooking and just trying to get used to eating some of the foods and getting good on the nutrition according to the plan. And so I started off that way, and then I had to get right back at it. And in between that time, I mean, I'm a road warrior. I'm a vice president of a mergers and acquisition firm, and I'm working with companies and all across the nation, traveling almost every single day. And so the challenges are with that, obviously. I don't like packing the food on an airplane, you know, and taking it with me. And so I had to make choices. And so I made a lot of choices before I got onto that airplane. That I'm going to stick to the plan, that I'm going to, you know, focus. There's always simple things that you can do if you stick to the plan. I mean, grilled chicken salads, I've eaten so many of those I can't even tell you, you know, but they're good for you, and they're easy to find at restaurants. I mean, everybody has a grilled chicken salad, you know, with vinaigrette. And, you know, bring a little bit of, and I pack in my bag some of the, I like to add a little flavor to my water. So I carry a little bit of stevia drops with me with different flavors. I bought different flavors so then I could add a little bit of flavor to my water so it wouldn't get so boring. And I drop those in while I'm having a meeting with a client and just tell them, hey, this is what I'm going to add to my water, you know, or I just squeeze a lemon or two and call it a day. But just drinking the water and on a regular basis, and then following the plan, and then taking my drops on a consistent basis, and making sure I didn't forget my drops. I had all of my stuff that I needed with me before I hit the road. And then you can always find simple things, you know, to get to the portions you need. You can go to any grocery store. And so if I had a rental car, I just go drive up to a grocery store and get myself some deli meat, you know, some lean deli meat, and ask them to sort it out so that I could have 4-ounce slices, you know, of deli meat cut up into 4-ounce slices, and another 4-ounce slices if I wanted some for later. And then I would have, you can always buy a bunch of vegetables at the grocery store. So I just pack up a few vegetables and throw them in a little grocery bag and throw them in my rental car and take off. And that's all you need. Every once in a while, the deli meat got a little boring, so I would stop by and because I didn't take this back with me on the plane, so I just go buy some mustard or something like that, you know, some mustard or some spicy mustard, and add that to the deli meat, you know, just to add a little bit of flavor, and again, doesn't eat up the calories. And I put some of that, and I did pack with me some little packets of the salt, because I really wanted to make sure that I had a little bit more flavoring. And so and that's pretty much it. And every once in a while, I might get a couple packets of soy sauce. If I was driving by a Chinese place, just pack a couple of those in my briefcase, so then I can add, again, some flavor. And so being resourceful and just planning ahead, I think, is probably the key element of that, especially if you're traveling. So, you know, for somebody that's traveling and in between the travel, we've had sicknesses. I've had the flu and all those things while we're still, you know, trying to keep on the plan. And so in order to do that, you have to, again, you know, recognize that your body needs to heal, and, you know, to take a little bit of time to heal the body and keep going and reestablish the starting point again, and just keep on going. So all those things, you know, it's never perfect. I mean, some people that might have the opportunity just to stay home and do it at home and not have to travel, you could probably cook every single day and enjoy the cookings every day. But I did probably 3/4 of it was cooked from somebody else, or like I said, fresh, clean cuts from the grocery store that I could get. And then the other, 1/4 of it was food that I prepared myself, and mainly for the weekends and the days that I was home to be able to enjoy.
Yeah. Wow. So you're basically for, if 6 weeks is 42 days, I mean, you were gone like most of that, right? I mean, how many days do you think you were
I
home
would say
out of
probably
40?
at least 30 of those days I was on the road.
Wow. Wow. And so that's you're is such a good example, John, of just making it work for you, because I have a lot of people who I'll talk to and they'll say, oh, I travel too much. I can't get healthy. I can't do it. Whatever. And like you're living proof right there that it's possible to still be healthy and to, be in your 50s and feel like you're in your 30s and travel, every day almost, which is, and make it happen. So awesome.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is in our head. It's the temptations. I mean, it's I I'll admit the first I'm the first person that runs to the dessert counter. I love desserts and I love sweets. I love them with a passion, but I've learned how to substitute some of that sweet tooth with things that don't affect basically the metabolic rate and the insulin rate and so forth. It doesn't spike it. And so I've learned to replace it with some of those things, and so I can still enjoy a little bit of sweetness, using a product called stevia, of course. And there's a lot of things stevia makes that that really doesn't put a big break in and really hurt your insulin levels and so forth, so then you don't spike. And so all those things are things that I learned that I can still enjoy, because before, I would kid myself, but, every morning, if I stopped at a gas station, it would be an energy drink, I'd usually do a diet one, which I found out later actually makes me more hungry. The diet drinks and the stuff they put in them make you hungry, so it makes you eat more later. But I get a diet drink, and then I go grab myself, say, well, I've got a diet drink, so now I'm just going to have this peanut butter Reese's double cup, because the double cup, has a lot of protein in that peanut butter, and that peanut butter is good for you, and it's better than an energy bar. And since I'm not eating the actual energy drink, I'm just getting the diet one, it should be okay. And I
Right.
justified everything I did to be able to enjoy my sweets, and that was my favorite go-to sweet, was the peanut butter cups. And when they made the double cups, that was the worst thing, because I just justified it even more, saying, oh, they filled it up double with peanut butter, which is good for me. And so I just justified that was even better than a protein bar for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it funny the way our minds, you're right. It's the mind stuff that really, I think, gets us in trouble. So tell me,
Yep.
maybe on that note, like what did you do to kind of break through some of that, like cravings, mindset stuff? I know you said like actually finding some substitutions was helpful. What other things did
Yep.
you do kind of on the mindset part of it?
Well, there's this guy out there that some people might know that's on the call today, maybe not. I'm a fan of his. His name is Brigham Young, and Brigham Young had an addiction to tobacco back in the day, and they came out with this thing where he basically was told that no longer are we going to chew tobacco. And so what Brigham Young did is he actually carried this little sack full of tobacco, and kept it in the back of his pocket. And every time he got the urge and desire to try the tobacco, he'd pull that tobacco out of the back of his pocket and hold it in his fist and yell at it. And Brigham Young had a very strong voice, and he'd just yell at it and say, I'm stronger, I'm bigger, and I'm better than you. And then he'd throw it back in. And I remembered those words, and I thought to myself, that's what I'm going to do. Is, every time I walk by those aisles and I'm going to fill up my tank and at the rental car place with another some gasoline, and I have to walk by all that yummy food that I just really, really want. And I know just if I just had it today, it would be okay. I just had to tell myself the same thing. I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm tougher than you. And I walk away. And I'll tell you, sometimes it was really hard. I mean, I didn't know how and realize how addicted I was to sugar. And sugar is definitely the killer of most people's diets. It's going to be what spikes you, and it's not so much, sugar does have a lot of things that make you fat, but I think it's more about the driving that insulin up, and that insulin And as it drives up and gets out of control, now you're not balanced anymore. And if you're not balanced anymore, there's zero ways that you can cut, and it's just going to go ahead and now start to store more fat. And that's really what the sugar is doing, is helping you to, in your mind, to store more fat. Not so much the sugar itself. Maybe it's only 100 calories of sugar, but it's not the calories. It's about the spike. And that's what I learned through the science and everything as I was studying through your stuff, Jared, and the stuff that you teach is I learned tons. I learned about the control factors, and I learned about also how things in our body work. And I think that those are some exciting things and things that'll help me in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. That's the beauty of when you really understand about getting the body functioning. So many people are like, I'm only eating 100 calories. And it's, diet sodas and dieting things and all these like, whatever treats we buy that are 0 calorie or very low calorie things. And it's really more about getting that body functioning and making sure that we are. And the hard thing is when you eat one of those things, your blood sugar spikes and then it crashes and you want another one. And then it's spiking your dopamine levels, and it's very, very, very hard to break that addiction. So it's awesome to hear that you are stronger, you're bigger, you're better than that, and you've been able to overcome. That's so, so fantastic. So
yeah, so
cool.
it is a little bit of a mental game, but like I said, I really wasn't hungry after maybe the second week. The first week I wasn't hungry, but my mind was telling me I was hungry. And then by the second week, my body just got used to it, and my mind got used to it, to realize I don't need it. And what is also kind of fun, again, some of the folks that maybe belong to the church that I go to, they may know that about fasting, and we fast every single month. On a church organization, we do it once a month, and I hated fast Sundays. I mean, I hated it with a passion because, I mean, it was a long time. I never called it fast Sunday. I called it slow Sunday. But, we just had one just last week, and man, it was simple. I'm looking at my family going, hey, I could do this every day. I am doing it every day.
Yeah.
And so the intermittent fasting also helps a lot, and recognizing, that, I mean, I had no idea that you actually lose your weight while you're sleeping too. And so sleeping and all these things that I thought, the more you sleep, I mean, there's a couple things I didn't like in life. And one of them was sleeping. I hated sleeping. 4 hours of sleep was, a lot for me. And I just didn't like to sleep. But realizing that I could lose weight by sleeping, I said, dang, I'm going to figure out a way to get to sleep more.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. That's powerful components to help, just our bodies again. Yeah. Function the way they should. And that's fantastic. So very, very cool. So anything that I know you've shared some real pearls here as far as just wisdom and little tips and tricks and things that you've made successful. So any like big moments for you that you were like, oh, wow, like aha moments, things that you were like, I can't believe that, or like you mentioned, like I didn't realize how addicted I was to sugar type of thing. Anything that you kind of realized through the program or those aha moments for you?
Well, I learned obviously that, Mama always told me to eat my vegetables, but I hate vegetables. And Jared told me the same thing. And so I just said, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it 100%, and I'm going to prove them wrong. But yeah, it works. So that definitely is something that I'm going to do more of, and actually learn to like vegetables. I'm not in love with vegetables yet, but I could say it went from I hate to like at least.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe you can get it a little going towards that love stuff.
There's certain vegetables I really like more than others that I've started to grow. Like I used to hate squash, and now I actually like it. I've learned how to flavor it properly, and I like different kind of squash and zucchini, which I would never be in my menu, as well as asparagus. Asparagus was a new aha moment because I would never eat asparagus, but now I actually like it. And I actually just ordered it the other day at a restaurant when I was there. I mean, ordered me a nice lean steak with some asparagus, and it was great.
Yeah, fantastic. Those are big breakthroughs for, because again, the goal is to lose weight and keep it off. And part of that is just keeping healthy and eating veggies. So when you go from hating veggies to liking them to really liking some of them, that's a big win there. So that's awesome. So,
Yep.
Okay, really quick, Pamela Lee, I'm guessing that's a relative. She says,
that's
good
my
deal.
mother.
Oh,
Yep.
So awesome. She says, great job, good deal. So very cool. So if you had, for someone just joining the program, they're just getting started. I mean, if you had like one thing to tell them, like what would be your kind of word of wisdom or words of wisdom as they're just getting started?
Well, I would say if you got just getting started, or if you're thinking about getting started, the real key is first of all, make it a commitment. I mean, it's only a 6-week commitment to see the results, and so make it a commitment that you're going to do it no matter what. That you're going to just go ahead and say, "I'm bigger, I'm stronger, I'm tougher than you," and I'm going to hold on to that, and then you're going to follow through. And I think the follow up of having an accountability partner like Jared is important. So stay committed to communicate with Jared and to listen to his advice. I think that's critical and important. And those of you that are doubters like me that just said, it's probably not going to work, and heck, what do I have to lose except a little bit of money? Is I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot and see, but it's probably not going to work for me. But I've tried everything else. Give it a shot. You'll recognize that, immediately. I mean, at least for me, I mean, and the other people I've seen, it works for them. And like I said, I've tried a lot. I've tried a lot of different things over a 20-year period of time. I've just slowly been inching up and going, dang, what happened to my metabolism? And thinking I could just, fix it by just going and exercising. And my knee joints were starting to hurt. And the marathons I used to run were not as easy anymore. And I was locking up. My calf muscles were locking up. And I just realized I'm not going to be able to burn this off on my own. I need some help. And so I talked to my doctors and everybody, can you give me some magic pills or something like that? And then I found Jared, and Jared shared with me the Chiro program, and it is a program through the doctors and a medically approved program, and I can't say how great it's been for me. And so I'm very grateful, and I'm grateful I've learned the educational piece, which, I'm planning, now that I've learned this and I've been able to beat and rip off about 20 years of my gain, that I'm not going back. You're not going to get me back. And so all I'm going to do is I'm still working on improving a little bit more. Like I said, I want to get down to when I was in my 20s. And once I get back down into my 20s, then I'm going to say I was successful. So I probably got another, month or so before I'm in swimsuit attire in June, and May and June comes up. I'll be out there at the beach, and for the first time in many years, I'm actually going to take off my shirt and run around the beach.
Yeah, fantastic.
and that'll be different because normally I just wear a black shirt on top and go swimming with my shirt on. So
yeah, awesome, John. I mean, getting healthy is important. Obviously, losing weight, that's kind of the key. But to be able to feel confident, get out on the beach, take your shirt off and just feel energetic. And I mean, that's huge. Those are the fun.
Something I forgot to mention, the CPAC. I was on a CPAC machine when I went out and talked to doctors about getting healthy and so forth. They put me on a CPAC machine, and then I work with a company called Canaway that provides CBD, and that helped out tons to get me off of that. And then afterwards, the weight loss, as I went back to the doctor, they go, you know what? We don't see the sleep apnea anymore. I mean, so you don't even need, I mean, I still take the CBD for other benefits and so forth, but I don't even have that to need that. I mean, it's because the weight loss and the pressure that I had, even though I wasn't like, some people get really big and don't have problems, but for me, it was enough. I mean, that extra 40 pounds that I had since October, and I lost 32 of a 3-year program, that was enough pressure putting on the wrong places to give me sleep apnea. And so I don't have it anymore, which is really cool. I was probably able to, halfway through this program, kill the sleep apnea.
Wow. Awesome. Congrats. I mean, that's huge. Sleep is, I mean, as you talked about, sleep's huge. It's important, and to sleep well and restoratively. So that's awesome. We have a couple of comments here. Christiana, I think I said that right. She says, amazing story, John. Your passion is contagious. So very cool. Thank you. That it is. I love it. Your skin's glowing. Your energy's glowing. It's fantastic. So I love that, and I love the just pearls of wisdom you've given for anybody just out there struggling to try to lose weight, and those joining the program, obviously. So maybe kind of the last question I always like to ask, maybe from your perspective, and I'm not asking for anyone in particular, but maybe if there was a group of people, like a type of person that you feel like would really benefit from doing the program, who would that be for you in your mind, like that type of person, that group of people?
for me, because I was a road warrior, and I've already been sharing this with a lot of my colleagues. They see the difference and so forth. And so being a road warrior myself and seeing some of my colleagues that also are on the road, letting them know, first of all, there are choices to be made, and there's good habits to be made, and you can actually beat what has taken over you. And that's what hurt me at the beginning, because I mean I didn't learn. I learned how not to control myself by being on the road, and so just reversing that. I think road warriors. I think I would really connect well with them because of the fact that majority of my program was done on the road. And so I think that that's important, and so those would be folks that I think would be a great reach for, personally, for to communicate with. And as far as other folks that might benefit, that those people that are just struggling they've tried everything and they don't know what else to try. Why not? Give it a shot. I mean, what do you have to lose? And I think if you just put your mind to it and really apply the principles. I mean, you have to go through a lot of lengthy videos. You have to listen to Jared for hours, and I got tired of listening to Jared for hours and hours, but it all
It's
worked
not
out.
that
So
many hours.
it's worth listening to you, and it's worth the education. But yeah, it does. It is a lot of learning, but once you get the learning down, it's very well. I just wanted the quick version of that, but there was no quick version. You just have to watch all the videos, learn all the information, learn about it, but that was part of the process, and so I'm grateful for all of it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you in the program, obviously, and to see your success. You're a great example to so many other people. I mean, people watching this video who are joining the program, people who are busy, you've been a great example already to them. So I appreciate you sharing your story, and I'm super excited. Round of applause for you and your progress, and excited for the progress that's still going to come to get you back to your 20s. So
There we
that'll
go.
be fun to obviously see that. So awesome,
All right,
awesome,
Jared.
John.
Well, thank you for having me on tonight. And again, thanks for all of your mentoring. It's been well received, and we'll keep on going.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll talk later. Thanks, John.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, we'll see you.